What up, MSF family? GoofyRhexxi here. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys are all doing well. But in today's video, guys, I wanted to go over a quick question. I know this actually has been asked, of me like multiple times. I've seen it on Reddit, I've seen it on Facebook, and it's a really good question, honestly. Whether or not you should be buying character orbs or if you should be targeting individual character shards, in the store. So I want to go through that today and kind of just talk about the pros and cons to both, what I do and what I would recommend for beginner players, in this game, a couple months in, just starting out, whatever, right? Like what's sort of like my idea and what I would recommend for you to do, going orbs or going individual shards. All right, guys, appreciate it. Let's have fun with the video. Let's start right now. All right, so I'm here in the Blitz store. Well, this is actually the Raid store. I'm in the Raid store, and I'm going to be toggling back and forth between the Blitz store and the Raid store. I do want to first and foremost say this. This is a game. Enjoy the game, however it is that you desire to, right? This is, everybody has their personal preference. That's the reason why I wanted to go through pros and cons, because I want you ultimately to make the decision for you, what you feel is best, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna talk about what I do. I'm gonna talk about what I would recommend too, as a player in the game here. So the first and foremost thing that I recommend, if you choose to go opening orbs over targeting individual shards, then the pros I think to that is the cost. When it comes to the Blitz store, it's 350 Blitz credits for you to open up the orbs. And then for the Raid store, it's 900 credits, for you to open up those orbs, as opposed to 1400 to buy, a character shard or buy the 5 character shards in the store. Or with the Blitz store, it's 500 for characters, or well, all characters, for 500 for regular characters. And then for minions, it is a 400 credits. So the cost is a big deal, I think, for me, because as a beginner player, man, you just don't have enough credits to really be going after target farming characters. So that makes it kind of tough. You're going to wait a little bit longer. It's going to take a little bit more time if you choose to go and target farm and buy individual character shards here. So opening up the orbs is a good way to go. You're also going to be getting a bunch of good stuff, I think, for it too. Number one, exclusively, Domino is only a Blitz orb. You can only get her through the Blitz orb. She is the 10% drop rate, right? 10% drop rate, and you can get 5 shards for her. But that's the only way that you can get her, is by opening up the Blitz orbs. Also, in the Blitz orbs, you have a bunch of other characters too that you can get, that you can use to get future legendaries. So while you will not target farming characters for a particular legendary, you can get some other characters that are good for legendary unlocks later too, like Toad. Toad is good for Magneto. You can get Miles. Miles is good for Shuri. You can get Spider-Man. Spider-Man is good for Shuri too. The Thing is a good Fantastic Four character. Once you get Invisible Woman, one of the first legendaries that I recommend going after, you can use Thing on the Fantastic Four team. Phenomenal war offense team. You can get some other useful characters here too, like Mantis. Mantis is good in raids, man. You get some good usage out of her for your Ultimates raids. Good healer that you can use for raids. Ant-Man is good for the legendary Jubilee, that you can use later, and there's some other good useful characters that you can get, from opening up the orbs. You can get some gold drops, y'all. You know how much gold sucks in this game, so you can get some good gold drops, man. You can get some decent gold. If you're opening up a lot of Blitz orbs, you can get some gold, some extra gold. Not great, in terms of 1,500 to 3,000 gold, but it's more gold, right? And then for your raid orbs, man, who do you got here? You got Cyclops, great on the X-Men team. Gonna need him when you get Phoenix. Can also be used to unlock Magneto. Hand Sentry, while not a great character, Relic Hunt is, he's useful for Relic Hunt. You get some other characters. Killmonger, good on the Mercs team. You can use it for Payday. And then of course Kree Oracle. Yes, he is not the great character, but you can use him to unlock Nick Fury. That's actually how I was able to get, some of the characters that I needed, to be able to unlock Nick Fury, was ultimately by opening up some orbs and just getting lucky with some drops. So Namor, mentioned Fantastic Four, Sabretooth, Magneto. You use Sabretooth to unlock Magneto, and of course then Thor to unlock, Black Bolt. So the point here is, if you open up the orbs, they're less costly, and you're also going to be able to get characters that you can use, to get later legendaries too, right? Like your Black Bolt, like your Magneto, things like that are really useful, and characters that you can also use on your roster now, that can help you to progress, in the game. Now, the cons to that is that you do have less control over which characters are falling, right? So you can open up these raid orbs, and then you just got Aim Infector multiple times. You just got Hydra Grenadier multiple times. Not great characters, right? And it's going to take you, it probably might take you a little bit longer to get a particular legendary that's coming up close, right? So let's say that you got 2 months to get Invisible Woman in the Blitz store. If you're opening up the orbs, if you're not getting enough drops for Rhino, then that sucks, right? If you're not getting enough drops for Toad, and you're targeting Magneto, then that sucks, right? So that's the con to it, is that you have less control, and that could really kind of hinder you being able to get a legendary on time. But at the same time, as a positive, you could end up, getting a decent amount of shards by opening up the orb. So you could be closer, after you get one legendary, you could be closer to getting the next legendary because you were opening up, orbs. So I hope that makes sense. But those are the cons to it. Now, if you primarily decide, I'm just going to be buying these character shards in the stores, then yeah, I mean, you're going to, it's more costly, but you have more control over, let's say, I guess, time frame, in regards to when you can get these character shards. So, if you're going for Magneto, then I'm target farming Toad, and if you're getting enough credits in a day, right, 1,000 credits, you're gonna have 1,000 credits every day, and then you can focus down in getting Toad. You could get 10 shards per day for Toad. Now the raid store is a little trickier because it's 1,400 credits. You're gonna need to be in an alliance that's gonna be very effective in raids. But the pro is that you can be more specific in who you're targeting and who you're using your credits for. It can potentially be quicker, for you to have that narrow focus, making sure that you're getting a specific legendary in due time, because you are target farming those particular characters here in the store. The raid store, though, is one of the caveats to that, because it's RNG based as well in regards to who actually pops up in the store. So sometimes you can get those credits. I feel like I'm pushing into the con now, right? You could get those credits, for the characters, but then they're not showing up here, and it could be days. You could get, even with those 3 resets, those 3 store resets per day, right? It could be days before that character pops up in the raid store, and all of a sudden you sit here like, bro, where is my character? I can't get my Thor shards, and then you're like, skull bleed, you. So it's that could be also the case, man, by doing this. So listen, you have more control. But at the same time, one of the cons is that the character might not pop up here. You may not have enough credits because you're so early in the game. As you progress further along, if you are getting enough credits, which we'll talk about it a little bit later, then you probably will have a little bit more success. But yeah, the cons, we talked about that for buying character shards. It's more costly, and then it could ultimately hurt you in the long run by not getting those additional shards, for other characters that could unlock, legendaries, for you after you're done unlocking a particular legendary, right? So that could also be the con to it. Now, what I do right now in the game, I'm mid to late game, right? I'm mid to late game. So right now I've unlocked pretty much basically all the legendaries except for Jubilee, and I won't be unlocking her on first pass. I know it's sad, guys, I know, but eventually I will be able to get her probably on the second pass. We don't know exactly where everybody's going to be farmable yet. Stature and Yellow Jacket are not confirmed, so we'll see where things go. But listen, that's what I do. I open up a lot of orbs right now, primarily because I want to get Domino to 7 stars. She's not there. I want to get Domino to 7 stars. So that's the reason why I'm opening up orbs for the raid orbs. I'm primarily opening up raid for raids. I'm opening up raid orbs a lot right now because I wanted to get Cyclops to 7. I just got him to 7 probably about a month ago. I wanted to get Mysterio to 7 because I want to be able to unlock or get Invisible Woman to 7 stars soon. So I've been opening up a lot more orbs. I got a lot of shards for Ronin. I got a lot of shards for Ronin. That's a lot of Ultimus food right there. And granted, Ultimus, the Ultimate Orb is not great, but I ultimately could be getting some cold shards by luck. By opening up some of these some of those Ultimate Orbs. So yeah, I'm primarily opening up orbs right now. But listen, enough about me. What would I recommend you as a beginner player? What would I recommend, for you to do right now? I would say go orbs. I feel like the value is going to be there, for you opening up orbs. Number one, the cost, that's a big factor. If you can get some credits, muster up some credits, to get 300, to be able to get your 350, then yeah, open up orbs. If you can get 700 in a day, then you can open up 2 orbs, right? You could get some really good drops. You're gonna get some gold drops too. You could get some really good drops for some drops for some characters that you could use now, and then you could also be getting some shards for characters that you could use later, like Toad, like Strife, right? Characters that you can use for legendaries and characters that can help you on your roster. Currently, same thing with the raid orbs. You can get characters that you can use now, and then you can also get characters that you can use for future legendaries. So I would recommend, doing that just because of the cost. You're not getting as much, so it's going to be pretty, you're going to find more value with opening up orbs. Now, for the Blitz store specifically, once you're able to get enough credits to where you can target farm characters, you're getting enough Blitz credits, I think it probably is a little bit better for you to go target farm characters once you're getting closer to the legendary unlock, right? So for instance, opening up orbs, you're able to get enough credits on a day-by-day basis, and that Invisible Woman is a month away. And if in the Blitz store, you can get 1,500 credits every day so that you can target farm, or mostly every day, so that you can target farm Rhino, right? It's gonna go a little bit quicker if you're able to get 10 and then 5 and then 10 and then 5, right? It's gonna go a lot quicker. You can get 200 shards in a month for a character if you have enough credits to really go after target farming characters in, let's say, the Blitz store. The raid store is a little bit more trickier because with the raid store, it's RNG based. So my recommendation with the raid store is you can target farm characters for you can kind of mix and match it. You can target farm characters in the raid store. If you're getting enough credits, I would say if you're at a place where you're getting 1,400, you're holding 2,000 plus credits every day in the raid store, you have enough, or 2,100, you have enough. I'm doing bad math. But if you have enough to where you can target farm characters, in the store, then I would say, yes, maybe you should target farm characters, but then still holding your back pocket that, hey, if the character's not showing up in that store, I am going to use some of these credits now to open up the raid orbs instead. But right off the bat, still open up raid orbs. And then as you continue to accumulate more and more credits, you're getting them more frequently, then I would say mixing and matching is a very good direction to go. That way, yes, you're still getting some other character show that you need later on. But at the same time, when that character does pop up in the store, you have those 1,400 credits available so that you can go ahead and buy those character shards when they pop up. Listen, if I'm not making sense, or if you need me some clarification, leave it in the comments there. Join my Discord. I'm happy to answer any of those questions for you. Also, guys, catch me live on Twitch. I stream Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, and Friday nights, and Friday afternoons too. 4 streams in a week, man. I'm working hard. You can catch me there also as well, guys. But listen, I appreciate you guys much. I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping to help. I'm hoping that this was a helpful video for you guys. If you need any clarification, just reach out to me. Appreciate you guys a lot. Y'all be blessed and y'all be safe.